Margie, starring Gale Storm and Charles Farrell. Brought to you by Scott Paper Company.
Come on, Freddie, let's go.
Okay.
What are you doing in the den?
I was just wondering if I could borrow your dad's gun next time I go hunting.
I see you've already borrowed his tennis racket. You're sure trying to worm your way into his heart, aren't you?
Well, my racket's got a couple of loose strings. He won't mind, will he?
You might as well borrow his right arm. He won't even let me use it. I'll get you one of mine. Now look what you've done. When Dad sees this, he'll really... Hi, Dad. What's new?
Why, you stupid knucklehead!
Now, Dad, take it easy. Oh, Dad, be careful. You'll hurt him. Please,
My racket, my favorite racket!
Dad, simmer down. I don't know why you blow your top over nothing.
Nothing? You call that nothing? And he broke my favorite racket, too.
Well, it isn't the end of the world, you know. The only reason you're making such a fuss is because it's Freddie. You just don't like him.
Oh, I wouldn't say that I don't like him. I would just say that I loathe him.
I think it's time we settle this once and for all. Just why don't you like Freddie?
I'll tell you why I don't like Freddie. Besides having no brains, no ambition, no self-respect, no nothing, Freddie is a coward.
A coward?
Yes, at least half a man would have stood up to me and given me an argument.
And if Freddie had stood up to you, what would you have done?
I'd have punched him right in his nose, but at least I would have had some respect for him.
All right. If you're designing my boyfriends to order, just what are your specifications? Well, what are your specifications?
I wish you'd come up just once with a fellow who's a real man. I'd like to come home just once and find a real he-man around the house.
Oh, I see. You don't care about a man's character as long as he's got muscles.
I wouldn't care if he were a ditch digger as long as he's a real he-man.
And if you find one, see if he's got a friend for me.
Hi, Roberta.
I gather your father is in no mood for gay banter with his part-time girlfriend.
He's too busy messing up my romances.
Same old problem, huh, Freddie?
Yes, only this time he wants me to trade Freddie in on a real live he-man. You know the type.
Not as well as I'd like to. I wonder how he'd react if we really did bring one home. You know, sort of a grizzly bear with table manners.
He'd get fed up and be glad to settle for poor old Freddie. Hey, are you on my side?
Well, if you get your problem solved, you might have more time to think about me. Think it over, Margie. You might even like this he-man stuff yourself. Muscles can be fascinating.
I'm sorry I flipped, baby. I didn't have to take it out on you.
Oh, that's all right, Dad.
Well, not that I didn't mean every word I said, though, but I did wreck your date. So how about going out for dinner and dancing with me?
Well, thanks, Dad. I'd love it.
You can go with me to the Marine Depot while I talk to General Jeffers about some Naval Reserve business, and then we'll go on to dinner from there. Okay?
I'll change in a jiff. Hey, what's going on between Lieutenant Commander Albright of the U.S. Naval Reserve and a Marine General?
Well, you see, I've been selected to head up a combined communications unit, and if General Jeffers likes my work, he'll recommend me to the Admiral for promotion.
Wow, 3 whole stripes on your uniform. Are you going to wear it now?
What? Wear a naval uniform to a Marine base, unarmed? Why, that would be just plain suicide.
Sergeant, it's 16:20 now. Where's that Naval Reserve fellow who's supposed to be here?
General Jeffers, I'm Vernon Albright, Lieutenant Commander, United States Naval Reserve.
You're late. And don't tell me it's only 10 seconds, because that's not the point. Late is late. Come in.
Thank you.
Here's the roster, Janie.
Okay, Mac. So you and your boys are shipping out Saturday, eh?
Yeah.
Who's the lucky gal you're sharing your last liberty with?
You won't believe this, but the female I had a date with turned out to be subversive. She stood me up for a sailor. Stood a working Marine up for a Navy slum.
Okay, Mac. This is it. I'm coming at you.
Oh, so it's you again. Didn't get enough the last time, huh?
Yeah. Max, you old son of a seahorse. I still can't take you, can I?
Not the guy who taught you everything you know, Sweeney. Ah, it's good to see you again, boy. Come on in.
Is that the way Marines play?
Yes, ma'am. The real he-men. Particularly that Sergeant Mac.
It does seem a shame for a man like that to be lonely on his last liberty, especially when he was stood up by the Navy. Do you suppose you could find out just what his plans are for tomorrow night?
Sure, I'll fix it. But how do you think Lieutenant Commander Albright will react to this?
That is precisely what I want to find out.
Well, I might have known there'd be a gag to this setup.
But you'll go through with it, won't you, Mac? I've just got to make Dad quit trying to tell me the kind of men I should go out with.
Okay, Margie, on one condition. When I come back from this hitch overseas, you've got to give me a real date. With no gags attached.
It's a deal, Mac. You're a darling.
Oh, I wish I were 10 years younger.
I'm going to get me some kicks giving your old man a rough time at that, Margie. I've got a personal gripe on against the Navy. Imagine a doll standing me up for some jerky little...
That's Dad now. Marines, man your battle station.
Hi, Margie.
Hi.
Look, I had my racket restrung. It cost me $14, and I'm going to bill that pinhead Freddie.
Dad, forget Freddie once and for all. I have. There's a new man in my life. A real he-man.
Really, Margie?
I invited him to dinner tonight. I hope you don't mind.
Mind? I'm delighted. Who is he?
Jim McCarthy. Oh, you'll be tickled with him. He's in the service.
Oh, a Navy man, eh? Well, none better.
Well, he's not exactly a Navy man.
Oh, well, the Army then. They're good, too. Come on, let's go in and meet him. What, a Marine?
We girls gave that a different reading. We said, what a Marine.
Master Sergeant McCarthy reporting for chow duty, Commander.
Oh, yes, indeed. Welcome aboard, Sergeant.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commander. I forgot you Navy men are all saltwater. No blood.
Sergeant doesn't know his own strength, Vern. You know how it is when you're young and vital. Of course, that's thinking back a fair piece.
It's a good thing Mac didn't doubt his strength when he won that medal. Saipan, wasn't it, Mac?
Oh, that wasn't so much. I just overpowered 6 of the enemy single-handed. Of course, I was unarmed at the time.
Isn't he the most, Dad?
Oh, yes, of course. But it wasn't so much to anyone with the knowledge of judo. As a matter of fact, I took a refresher course to combat judo myself.
Great. You can help me show the gals how it happened. I don't want them to think I was just spinning them a yarn. Margie, can you get your dad a big kitchen knife?
Nice.
Never mind. You can use that ping pong paddle you've got in your hand. Won't make any difference. You won't get a chance to use it anyways.
Oh, won't I?
All right, now you're the enemy. You got a long knife. Now come at me and come at me fast, like he's going to split my skull.
Oh, really, Sergeant? I wouldn't want to hurt you.
A Navy man hurt a Marine? Let's stick to the facts, Commander.
Again.
I think I can explain a little better by demonstration. That looks like the setup. This is my foxhole over here. The enemy had a mortar behind this ridge. They started lobbing shells over on my foxhole. Pow! The shell lands 10 feet away from my head. Pow! I get a mouthful of dirt. Pow! 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 Pow!
I think I get the idea, Sergeant. If they'd been as accurate as you are, you wouldn't even be here.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Commander. I didn't realize I was shelling you.
Well, that was very interesting, Mac. If you'll excuse me, I'll get the dessert.
Oh, no, Margie, I'll get the dessert. It's the least I can do to show how much I appreciate the valor of our Marines. Sort of a tribute, you might say. There you are, Sergeant. Eat hearty. You'll find that Margie's desserts are like nothing you've ever eaten.
May I please have a light, Vern?
I hope you like it, Mac.
Like it? I'm crazy for it. What's in it?
Let's just say it's a real He-Man dessert. Huh, Dad?
He-Man is right. He must have a stomach like an oil tanker.
The commander must have something stuck in his throat. Stick with the ship, sir. The Marines are coming.
Go ahead now, needle him good.
Why, Vern, I was looking for Margie. I thought you'd be at the office.
Oh, I had to make my own breakfast. Margie left a note saying she was spending the day with that big Marine. It's his last day of liberty, thank heaven.
Oh, it's a shame he's being shipped out tomorrow. Just when Margie found the man she's always dreamed about. Can't say that I blame her. What a guy.
Well, don't tell me that you've fallen for that big lout, too.
A lot of good it'll do me. As I told Margie, if I were 10 years younger. Well, Margie deserves a good husband. She's waited a long time for Mac.
Husband? Do you mean that Margie might...
Cheer up, Vern. Those things happen. And just remember, you're not losing a daughter. You're gaining a son. Well, see you.
Gain a son? Hello, Freddie. This is your old pal, Vern Albright. No, I am not drunk. I need your help. Now, don't argue, you mallet head. I mean, my dear friend. I want you to follow Margie every minute for the next 24 hours. Dog her footsteps. Shadow her. We've got to stop her from eloping with another man.
Why, the mysterious phone call. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. In fact, everything's perfect. Freddie's hiding behind a newspaper by the elevator.
Freddie?
He's been following me all day.
What's it all about?
Don't you see? Dad and Freddie are working together again. They're afraid I'm really going to elope with Mac.
So what do we do now?
Well, we wouldn't want to disappoint them, now would we? Can you make like a frantic friend trying to save a girl from a fate worse than etc.?
No, Margie, no, you can't run off and get married like this. At least talk it over with your father first.
He'd only try to stop me. My mind's made up, Roberta. I'm marrying Mac in the morning before he ships out.
But, Margie...
It's all set. Mac's arranged for me to spend the night at the women's barracks at the base. Then in the morning, he'll pick me up and we'll be married in the Marine Chapel.
Please, Margie, come back in and let me talk to you. At least talk it over.
Well, you'll only be wasting your breath.
I'd like to see your father's face when Freddie brings him the word. So what now?
Well, now I'm going out to the Marine Depot, get hold of Mac, and set up Act 3. So I think tonight's little drama will really put the topper on.
I've alerted all the gals in our barracks here, and they're ready to repel all boarders, especially civilians.
Man, this is going to be something. Do you give your dad this rough a time every time you and he have a beat?
Oh, he's used to rough weather. He's a sailor, isn't he?
Well, I'm glad I'm a Marine. You think Pops and Freddie will really show up? Uh-oh, civilians off the starboard bow.
All right, places, everybody. Curtain going up.
Okay, Freddie, come on.
I can't. I'm stuck on this barbed wire.
Do you have to do everything the hard way?
Well, it's not my fault we're doing this the hard way. Why didn't you just call your pal General Jeffers and tell him about Margie?
Well, what would I tell him? Did I object to my daughter marrying a Marine? Come on.
Not so fast. I'm kicking up an awful cold tailwind.
Commander Albright, what are you doing here? Who are you, Sonny?
Don't sonny me. I'm a lieutenant in the Naval Reserve.
My, the Navy must be scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, never mind that. Where's my daughter?
You can't talk Margie out of marrying me, if that's what you're figuring on. But I'll give you a sporting chance. We'll have to make a sneak for it. The women's barracks is off limits. I still can't figure you past the Navy physical, Sonny. What were you, a frogman?
Here they come. Mac's hoisting him in the window.
I'll be at my barracks across the way. If you get caught, keep me out of it. I don't want any court-martial.
Let's call this whole thing off. I don't want to get court-martialed either.
Oh, shut up and come on.
You there, halt! What are you men doing in the women's barracks? Come on, what are you doing in here?
I'm with him.
Oh, it's not what you think, miss. I've got a legitimate reason for being here. My daughter's about to elope with a Marine sergeant, and I've got to stop her. I've got to stop her.
Oh, yeah? What's wrong with marrying a Marine?
Why, nothing. It's just that,
Because you're a couple of peeping toms. Or else you're spies.
Oh, no, we're not spies. We're civilians. I mean...
I'm going to call the guards and turn you into General Jeffers.
General Jeffers?
Corporal, did you see where those spies went? They must have ducked into one of these rooms, but I don't know which one. Well, they won't get away. Alert the guards and tell them to shoot any suspicious characters on sight. Tell them to surround the barracks. Okay, Sergeant.
Did you hear that? They're going to shoot us on sight. I'm getting out of here.
You can't get out of here, knucklehead. They're surrounding the place.
What are we going to do? You got to think of something. You're my superior officer, and you're responsible for me. Navy regulations say so.
I wouldn't be your superior officer very long. If we get caught here in the women's barracks, I'll be busted. Oh, just as I was going to get a promotion on General Jeffers' recommendation. There's only one way for us to get out of here. We're joining the Women Marines.
Hey, you can't get away with that mustache. They ask any questions, tell them it's a wound strike.
This is better than I expected. How do we take advantage of the female impersonator bit?
How'd you like to play a woman doctor?
Gotcha.
Wait in the room marked sick bay.
All right, come on.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you see a couple of strange men around here?
Man?
I mean, men in the women's barracks? Oh, heavens to Betsy, no. Did you see any men, Clarissa?
Say, you Lady Gyrenes aren't in this outfit. Where'd you come from?
We just enlisted.
What happened to you, dearie?
Oh, she cut her lip shaving. I mean, you know how rough the edges are on those beer cans.
Well, come along with me. All new recruits have to report to the doctor.
Doctor? I mean, doctor?
Sergeant Smith reporting with 2 recruits, ma'am.
They had their inoculations?
No, ma'am. They just came aboard.
Okay, line them up.
All right, you gals. Against the wall.
Look, Doc, I don't need that. I've been taking my vitamin shots regularly.
Attention there! Now, I hope you girls don't want to make us ashamed of you. It's only men who faint at the sight of a needle.
Besides, I only used the first 4 inches. Okay, turn around and face the wall. Turn around! Steady now, these are hip shots. Skirts up, girls. Well, if that's the best you can do, I'll just have to shoot you through the uniform.
Gung-ho! General Jeffers just pulled up outside, and he's coming in here for a general inspection.
General Jeffers? Oh, no! I've got to warn Dad.
You see that, Lieutenant? Women Marines going into the men's barracks. I'll see about that.
Oh, Mac, you've got to help us.
Get us some men's clothes. We gotta get out of here.
Dad, get going. Hit the beach.
Margie, what are you doing in uniform?
No time to explain. General Jeffers is on his way here. Inspection of the whole thing.
Oh, General Jeffers? Oh, no.
Say that again. Looks like our little marriage gag really backfired.
Gag? Margie, do you mean this is just a gag?
I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to get you in a jam.
You really tore it this time, baby. If the general catches me in this uniform, I won't just be busted. I'll be court-martialed.
Who's in charge here? Where's the officer in charge?
Quick, in here.
Who's in charge here? Oh, it's you, Sergeant McCarthy. Where do those women Marines go?
Women Marines in our barracks, sir? But that's against regulations, sir.
I know it's against regulations. But if you want to keep those stripes, you better speak up. I saw some women out of here, and I want to know where they went. What's that?
What was what, sir? I didn't hear anything.
If you can't hear that, you'll get a medical discharge. Who's in that room?
Not who, sir. You mean what, don't you? There's all sorts of commando stuff, diving gear. But about those women Marines, let's start searching.
We'll start searching right here.
Frogman unit ready to ship out, sir. What?
Okay, at this time of night, what's this Navy coming to?
Let's get out of here.
Steady, Commander, steady. There's nothing to bawl me out about. I got you off the base without the General getting wise, didn't I?
Yes, but...
And besides, I was only doing what you told me. You said you wanted me to bring home a real He-Man, didn't you?
Yes, but... Well, anyway, that gorilla Mac won't be back from overseas for 6 months at least.
I know. But don't you worry, Dad. You'll have a He-Man around the house almost every night. Mac set up some dates for me with the Marines he's replacing. Gung-ho!
Well, that's my little Margie.
Next week, same time, same station, Scott Paper Company again will present My Little Margie, starring Gale Storm and Charles Farrell.